Meanwhile, Who ROI thought, how many days has it been? Someone please get me out. Someone said Heroi's electroencephalogram is too unstable. At this rate we can't guarantee his health. Park Yoon-hyuk, Mongolian branch manager, said, but he has spent 48 hours in real time already. We now have to enter the stage of protecting and helping his efforts. Even the rescue probability must be below 9% now. Due to Grid arrest, he's closer to Who ROI in the dungeons now. There's still hope. Yoon-hyuk thought, even though this is a desperate moment, I believe that something is going to happen. He may be a low-level user with irredeemable greed, but his persistence is the real thing. He will surely do something. Grid. Yoon-hyuk said, let's bet the remaining 2 hours on him. The guard questioned Grid, give us the name of the one who requested Who ROI. If you don't answer my questions, you will be immediately executed. Grid replied, I don't care. Kill me already if you are going to do it. In the end you are the one manipulating everything. Just kill me, you ball-less man. Grid thought, no matter what I do, it's best that I die. If I stay imprisoned and lose the competition, Khan might die from the grief of losing Smithy. But if this madman kills me, I will respawn and return to Khan's side. Now kill me. Another guard said, calm down. Leo, you know that he has an immortal body. Take him to solitary confinement. He will tell us in no time. Grid thought, this is bad. If I get imprisoned, Khan will be in danger. Besides, if I stay in prison, I can't even play the game. I'll tell you guys everything, so takes off this gag. I am sorry, Khan. End up. Grid, being locked up. System alerted, the quest Apostle of Justice has been generated. Rescue Who ROI within 7 hours. Clear rewards. Opens the courage stat. All stats plus 10. Generates the skill Unbreakable Justice. Grid thought, what? Where have I seen this reward? It's from the quest Who ROI revealed to me. But either way I got captured as well. I can't rescue him in 7 hours. There's even a penalty if I fail. What a crappy quest. I am not doing it. System alerted, you cannot refuse this quest. Accepting the quest. 3 hours later, Grid wonders, I knew it. There was no way such luck and fortune would come to me for free. I've never found nor picked up a single cent for 26 years. I should have known the moment I gained the legendary class. I really want to punch the goddess of luck in the gut. Suddenly, he heard Euphemina looking for him. Grid knocked the door, alerted her. Euphemina said, you surprised me. Anyways, found you. I will get you out of there, so wait for a bit. Before that, I will give this back. It's something you made with your painstaking effort. Grid thought, that's the dagger I met. Now that I see her again, she's such a kind and gorgeous girl. Next second, Euphemina said, however, I have a condition. Please make me an orb, one that can contain as much magic as possible. Grid thought, an orb? I've never made one before. Why me? Who cares, let's agree for now. Euphemina said, and one more thing. Don't call me a kid. I have a name, Euphemina, call me that. Soon. Grid finally out. Grid questioned, but why have you come to rescue me? Wait, rather than that, how did a blacksmith get in here? Euphemina said, I am not a blacksmith. I have the hidden class duplicator. I copied Khan's skills during the competition. Grid replied, hidden class? I heard that there were only 3 people with those. You were one of them. But why are you revealing your identity to me even though you made an alias and all to hide it? Euphemina replied, cause either way, we will get to know each other soon enough. Don't you have a hidden class as well? One that's at least unique grade. Grid questioned, you knew? How? Could it be, do you like me? Euphemina said, stop talking nonsense. I don't know what class you have, but you have to fight properly now. Otherwise, we will both die here. Euphemina, I've already dealt with more than 100 of them. You need to assist me to survive. Grid said, God damn it. I only have a single dagger on me, even if I wanted to help. Then Grid noticed it is a unique dagger. System alerted, this is an item you crafted. Your understanding is that 100% penalties will be applied as you don't meet the requirement. Reduction of 20% in attack power and half of the option effects. Euphemina said, wow, you were part of the Assassin series. Was not one of the restrictions advanced dagger mastery. But wait, you also have master blacksmith skills. How did you do that? Grid thought, this kid must have seen the item's details. Seeing how she did not take it, is she truly nice? Euphemina said, here it comes. Grid cast Wind Blast and questioned, are you just going to spectate? Euphemina said, other than rescuing you, the rest is extra work for me. Moreover, my skills are a bit costly. Grid said, don't be stubborn in this situation. System alerted, you have 1 hour and 25 minutes left to complete the quest. Grid said, don't be like this, we need to save someone else. Euphemina said, I already saved old man Khan on my way here. Grid replied, he was arrested as well. That's a relief, but the one I need to save is a guy called Who ROI. I've only met him once, so I don't know much either. Euphemina said I don't want to get too deeply involved to save a stranger, it's excessive you see. Grid said I am also tired of getting involved, just listen to me, you insolent kid. Euphemina said did not I tell you not to call me a kid and cast Spear of Destruction. Grid dodged and cast all the warrior behind dead. Grid thought it's this powerful even though she did not chant, she can rival Yura. Euphemina said I will let it slide this time since we need to save someone. But I'd really love it if you did not call me a kid. Grid said I have committed a grave sin, madam. Soon, they head to be where high probability who ROI at. Due to Euphemina activated a trap, there was an hole at bottom. Grid jumped into it and said this is the fastest way to get down there, I will leave them to you. I don't even have armor so I can't fight them. Wipe them out with a flame spell or something I will find who ROI. Euphemina reminds if I use fire in this closed space, we are toast, you scumbag. Grid thought a duplicator can she duplicate anyone's skills? Normally, the greatest flaw of powerful magic spells is the long casting time. But to think that she's a magician who can cast those instantly, what a cheat. Well, thanks to that I don't have to worry about her watching my back. Block them well kid. Euphemina cast Frost Queen's Breath. She thought they'd just keep coming no matter how many I defeat. It would be nice to use the wide-range flame spells, but I would explode along with them. There are 11 spells left from Piero's quest. I won't lose to mere guards but the problem is amongst all those guards, I don't see the 5 Knights of Winston. Soon, Grid heard the sound of who ROI reached his limit and start request for help. Then Grid encountered warrior Leo earlier. Leo said I've heard of your prison break, if you were working with who ROI, I knew you would come here. Grid thought shit, a knight is at least level 180 what should I do? Grid said did you gain some balls? You were all bark and no bite earlier. Leo replied I see that your mouth is healthy, you wretch. I shall personally kill you, be grateful. Grid thought did I provoke him too much? And activated Blacksmith's rage quick movements. System alerted your attack power and attack speed have greatly increased for 20 seconds, your agility and evasion rate have greatly increased for 1 minute. Grid barely blocked the attack, he thought without this dagger's quick movements I would have been finished. Leo said insulting me and blocking my attack. A mere blacksmith dares to hurt my pride. I shall be angered no more with my fatal flam sword. You shall die. System alerted you have suffered 17,300 damage. A legend does not die easily activated. Grid immediately took a potion. Grid wonders what did he stop. Then he recalled back Euphemina said if I use fire in this closed space, we are toast, you scumbag. A dust explosion. Leo questioned what did you do to me? Grid said it's a difference in skills. What else? System alerted you have defeated a Knight of Winston. The title Knight Slayer has been acquired. You have obtained the prison key. You have gained 13 level. You are currently at level 45. Soon, Grid opened up who ROI door and said I am planning on punching you but you look like you are at death's door. System alerted quest cleared. You have acquired the second class Apostle of Justice's partner. Who ROI thought no matter who it is, as long as you help me end this quest my loyalty is yours. Who ROI said I am damn. A Loonbatar descendant of the Blue Wolf by putting the name Apostle of Justice's partner on the line. I shall follow you and repay this debt. Grid thought what's wrong with him? He must lost his mind. The duplicator someone who can copy skills and gain the benefits of all classes. It can be seen as the most useful class out of them all with a correct combination of skills. They can defeat a boss alone or become a one-man army. However, they can only duplicate 3 skills a day, and each skill only has a single use. They only have 9 basic skills and none of them are combat oriented. Finally, the duplicator has poor physical abilities. Taking these into account, a duplicator with a large supply of skills can become the strongest, but once the skills are all used up, Euphemina will be at her weakest state. She thought there still are elite knights left. I've used almost all of my skills, but thanks to that, they won't approach me carelessly. There was a huge explosion earlier, seeing how he has not come back yet, Grid might have died. Actually, no, even if he managed to rescue who ROI, would he come back here to help me? The knight questioned what do we do if that Grid guy escaped? Another knight replied there are the Lord's bodyguards upstairs, but we need to end things here. Euphemina thought I can't hold on more than this. The 3 spells I have left are of fire attribute. I will end up killing myself if I use those in this enclosed space. I should not have trusted him. I should not have gotten involved. Soon, Euphemina being injured before the last blow hit her, Euphemina thought there's a 50% chance rolling dice. If the target is yourself or an ally 4 or higher will have a beneficial effect, 3 or lower will have a harmful effect. If the target is an enemy, 3 or lower will have a beneficial effect, 4 or higher will have a harmful effect. Grid said, you self-proclaimed righteous knights are ganging up on a girl. How shameless. Euphemina said, and here I was cursing you in my head. You should have come faster. The knights can't believe that Leo was defeated. Grid confidently said, I did get rid of a swine called Leo. Did you think you could injure a single strand of my hair? Grid stepped forwards, which scared all the knights. The knights said, we cannot be disgraced by a mere jailbreaker. Grid said, is that so? Hey Euphemina, show them what you are made of. Euphemina replied, right now I can't really. Why don't you do it yourself? Grid stunned and said, I can't beat them. Euphemina said, did not you defeat a knight on your own? Just do it. The knight attacked towards at the same time. Who blocked it with strong will activated. Who thought it's the priceless skill that I received after enduring that hellish trial. Who said, the two of you should run away. I will hold them back. He wonders, since I have decided to pay back this debt my whole life. Grid told him, hold on for as long as you can. Who activated spiteful tongue and caused all opponents' stats have decreased. Who thought, and now my new skill, taste this unbreakable justice. Deals 300% of your physical attack power. Who thought, as I thought, a useless skill for a feeble order like me. Since the quest is finished, I can log out with no repercussions. And it seems like Winsotten City Lord is finished. 50 hours now, I can finally rest. I've done everything I can. Grid Nim, I wish you good fortune. Soon, when they get out, Euphemina thought, we still need to escape from the castle. If the knights downstairs start cooperating with the Lord's bodyguards, things can get difficult. Grid said, the air is so pure and nice. Euphemina said, I told you to shut up. I will kill you if you don't listen to me. She wonders seriously, out of all things, this side of him annoys me the most, this attitude of messing with me, even though he has a higher class than me. Grid questioned, hey, those guys, are they our enemies? The Lord of Winston Baron said, to think that all those soldiers and knights were defeated. Grid said, it's because you were making such a ruckus. Euphemina replied, you are the one who was being loud. Baron thought, if let them get away, I won't be able to stop the citizens from reporting to Earlstein. If that happens, I am finished. Baron said, kill those unforgivable sinners. Grid told Euphemina, get rid of them. You can do it, right? She thought, since we are not in an enclosed door, I can now blow them up as much as I want. Demon King's tail fire. Baron said, impossible, my bodyguards were annihilated in one hit. Euphemina said, I was feeling irritated from losing all the skills I was saving and because of a certain man who loves to annoy people. But, thanks to you, I could get rid of some of that stress. Now follow us outside this infuriating castle. Grid thought, such a terrifying woman, let's not antagonize her. But who is annoying her? Soon. Rabbit said, great work, everyone. Grid thought he was working with the Marrow Company. Damn it, so things are not over yet. Euphemina said, are they the ones you've prepared? Grid wonders, oh yeah, Euphemina was also hired by the Marrow Company. Wait, then why did she rescue me? Is this a trap? What's happening exactly? My stats are very high compared to my level. I have 4 titles, even though those are hard to acquire. They have around 10 subordinates, thankfully. They are not heavily armed. I must increase my attack power and defense with my remaining stats points. System alerted, you have invested 150 stat points in strength and 90 stat points in stamina. Although Grid was nervous even after increasing his stats, he had unknowingly become very strong. An ordinary level 45's total stat points should be under 500. However, Grid's stat points totaled more than 1,300. Once he equipped his ideal dagger, Grid was stronger than a level 100 combat class fighter. However, his experiences of facing overwhelmingly stronger opponents had sprouted hesitation within him. Baron questioned Rabbit, what are you talking about with the devilish wretch? Hurry up and release me. Rabbit said, I am not a member of the Marrow Company anymore. I am about to punish you and Valmont for your deeds, therefore please follow us obediently. I am a merchant, therefore, I am obviously acting with profit in mind. I shall bet everything on you, Mr. Grid. With your skills you will be able to create incredible luxuries, but on your own, you won't be able to gain the full potential of profits. If you join me, I am confident that we will become bigger and greater than small and medium-sized enterprises. I shall bet my resources and experiences on you. Grid thought, is that why he rescued me? Grid questioned, but why are you raising the flag of rebellion against the Lord and the company? Rabbit replied, because our business will start at Khan's Smithy, the symbol of Winston. We must sever the hands of tyranny to regain the trust of the citizens. Euphemina said, let's go quickly. We must hurry up to end this affair. Rabbit said, I will inform you of the details after we have dealt with the company. I will definitely make you richer than you could ever be. Euphemina said, I hope you don't forget about your promise to craft me my unique rated orb. Grid replied, I did not forget, but you must get the materials and the production method for me. Grid thought, I am getting a free production method. Thanks, kid. Everything finally over now. I am so tired, let's log out. But I can finally see a silver lining, the revenue of small and medium-sized enterprises. I am finally rich. Rabbit said, but it seems like Grid was terrified of you. Did something happen inside? Euphemina replied, he's not afraid, he's just messing around. That man has the skills to defeat a Knight of the Lord in 1 versus 1 battle. Rabbit replied, what? Then he's stronger than knights. That kind of powerful blacksmith can't exist. Then he thought, Pagma? There is one in existence that fulfilled both requirements. My goodness, it all makes sense when you take those blacksmithing skills and his strength into account. He is Pagma's descendant. To think that the day would come where I handle the works of Pagma's descendant. Aiming for a big enterprise is not far-fetched after all. However, the honorable vision he had as a merchant never came to pass. The Marrow Company fell under Euphemina and Rabbit's actions, and the company and the Lord's misdeeds were revealed to Erlstein. Valmont and Baron Lowe were sent to the frontier, and this entire affair ended when Erlstein ordered their executions. However, during these events, Rabbit was sentenced to 10 years in prison. He had not predicted that Erlstein would be a stern figure and would not forgive the entirety of the Marrow Company. Rabbit thought, although I managed to keep my life, what a pity, Mr. Grid. However, I have successfully decorated a single page of a future Legends biography. Once the tyrants were overthrown, the village of Winston quickly recovered its original activity. A storyteller said, therefore, the second in command of the company, the world's most beautiful lady and one young blacksmith brought back peace to Winston. Irene told such an entertaining story. Here is the tips for telling me the story. And this story linked back to the seed from the Yatan Temple as Erlstein appointed his daughter, Irene, as the new lady of Winston. Back to reality, broadcaster said, breaking news. To all users of Satisfy, the very first second class of Satisfy has emerged. Location USA. A man said the SA group said that they are not willing to disclose information about the second class. Location UK. A woman said, I just received the news that the user is from Mongolia. How surprising, they don't even have many users. Location China. The lady said the SA group is trying to dominate the world using the game. We must stop people from playing Satisfy. Location Japan. The girl said, since a Japanese person obtained an epic class, I am certain the next person to gain a second class will be Japanese. Another lady said, but don't you think Korea also has the potential? Satisfy is a Korean game, and they have the most users. The girl said, no, other than Yura, they don't have any crucial rankers, so I don't think they have a chance. Location Korea. The man said, they say that with a second class, you gain access to a wider variety of weapons to choose from, along with new skills and stats. You also gain 2 additional stat points with each level up. Grid thought, 2 additional stat points? What a cheat. The one who got the second class is so lucky. Damn it, I am so jealous. Afterward, Grid told his family, I won't go to the labor office anymore. His dad questioned, are you going to spend your days unemployed again? He said, how can you be so selfish at that age? His mother said, you even have debts to pay. You did not get tricked by your friend to join a pyramid scheme again, did you? Grid said, that's not the case. I am playing as a blacksmith in the game, so I can sell the items I produce to make money. A great merchant said he'd help me, so I might make the same amount as a CEO's salary. Next second, his dad threw a spoon over and said, you want to play games in your room? Is that what you are saying? He said, Opa, if you could actually make money through the game, you would not be swimming in debt in the first place. Grid explained, I gained a legendary blacksmith class, so it's gonna be different. His dad said, stop with that nonsense. Go to the labor office first thing tomorrow. Grid thought, no one's listening to me. This is driving me crazy. As I thought money is the problem, I need to trust him if I want to stop working there. Alright, let's accept Rabbit's proposal. With the knowledge of a large company's second in command and by using Khan's smithy as a comfortable base of operations, I can create the results and finally convince my parents. Soon, Grid questioned Khan. Looks like that incident is finally over. Did Rabbit come by? Khan said, so you have not heard. Speaking of which, I have something for you. Rabbit wrote that. Mr. Grid, I did not get pardoned due to my previous sins while in the company. Therefore, our business plans ended up going down the drain. However, with Khan's help, you can become the richest man if you use your skills correctly. I pray that I will get to hear of your legendary feats from far away. Khan said. Erlstein said that a complete pardon would not be possible. Rabbit was sentenced to 10 years in prison. Khan said, don't be so upset, I also have a proposal. I will hand you this smithy. You have earned the right to receive this smithy, since you protected it from the Marrow Company. Once I become too old to work, it would be greatest honor to have Pagma's descendant receive this smithy. Grid thought he's gonna give me this smithy? I've never heard of anyone receiving business from an NPC. Grid said, I will believe you if you sign a contract. Khan said, here, are you satisfied? System alerted you have obtained the position Smithy's successor. Grid thought, is this a dream? Although I will have to work hard from now on, I can become the owner of a smithy. Khan said, then let us start training. Are you ready to become the smithy's owner? Meanwhile, Jishuka thought, why can't I find those arrows anymore? Even though blacksmiths generally make a few thousands of arrows each time, he disappeared after putting up a mere 99 for auction. Did another guild find him already? She talked in the guild chat, told them if you don't find the blacksmith within this month, you will all undergo the health training. System alerted Vantner has logged in. Jishuka questioned Vantner, why did you sleep for 7 hours? You will get your ranking stolen. Vantner explained, I was late from looking up some interesting information I found online. Do you know the Winston village? There was an item production competition between users in that village. Amongst the 2 users, one of them crafted an epic grade dagger within 3 hours. Even the top blacksmith ranker Panmer can't do that. Then she told everyone to head to Winston. The last one to arrive will die. Meanwhile, the 3rd epic class Blood Warrior, this epic class's attack power and duration was specialized in hunting. Katz is currently level 216. Unified ranking 40. The second son of Jin, a major Japanese conglomerate. However, his unified ranking that was rising at high speeds thanks to his tenacity and his special class's effects had not increased at all this past month no matter how much he hunted. Katz wonders, why can't I reach rank 1 no matter how hard I try? Are my skills too poor? I won't acknowledge that. My elder and younger brothers are gaining ground on me in our fight to be the successor. I can't let myself be a loser in the game as well. I need to catch up. I need to go to hunting grounds with higher leveled enemies. I have enough money, so I will just need to persevere using advanced potions, but there are not any high-grade equipment on auction house. What the hell are those production class users doing? Those lazy and useless blacksmiths. 1 month later, location Frontier, the capital city of the Stymurldom. Euphemina was also in deep thoughts. She wonders, I can't seem to find production methods for orbs. It's so difficult to find production methods for high-grade items, even though I have been looking for a month. I did get 6,500 gold for clearing the quest, but can't find uses for it. She said, not only am I feeling annoyed, but now it's also unpleasant. Reveal yourself, I already know you are there. She wonders, thanks to my class trait, my detection skills are quite high, but I'm getting monitored even though I did not reveal my name on the ranking list as a secret ranker. This is a first. Who could it be? This guy named Faker Assassin rank 1. He thought a single blacksmith detected my presence. That's not possible. His teammate texted him, don't kid yourself, it's obvious you got caught. Faker thought, damn it. After receiving information about the item competition our entire guild members are gathering right now. Thanks to the numerous eyewitnesses, we quickly managed to find the winner. The winner of the game, the rumored blacksmith Erina. Jishuka reminds me I will meet her in person. Keep monitoring her until I arrive. Faker wonders, I was planning on watching her from a distance until Jishuka arrived, but she detected me despite my level 7 stealth skill. Euphemina launched magic spell seeing Faker does not want to appear. Faker said, so you did detect us, is everyone alright? Euphemina said, stop following me like a pervert. Angels scream. Faker thought, how a blacksmith can use top level magic. Is she not the blacksmith we are looking for? It's a trap laid by a guild who is also going after the special Yafa arrows creator. They are trying to deter us by using fake news. The item competition may have been made up from the start. Faker said, you got us this time. What guild are you part of? Euphemina questioned, why are all the men I meet these days psychopaths? Monitoring and now threats. I am sick of you all. Faker said, such power even without chanting. What a shocker. But it's useless for me. Faker blinked to her behind and launched powerful kick. Euphemina thought, it's the first time I go hit by a user after becoming a duplicator. This guy is strong. Then Euphemina against eliminated all Faker's clones in a hit. Then she casted Ancient Queen's Knight. Faker thought she summoned a familiar even though she is not a summoner. That's not possible. What destructive power. A knight is the worst matchup to an assassin who mainly fights using stealth. If I can't fight the knight head on, I will aim for the real body. Let's see if your defensive magic just is as good. Euphemina thought, those are explosive flying knives that react to magic. She dodged with an assassin skill which shocked Faker. A man said, "Don't fight alone. We will help." Faker. Euphemina launched powerful area of attack dragon claws. Faker thought this is impossible. She has an overwhelming advantage even against 4 high rankers. Jishuka arrived and said everything's gone. Just who were they fighting against? A man said she single-handedly defeated 4 guild members including Fakers. Apparently, she used all kind of skills from different classes. Jishuka thought she might be a user with a hidden class. Jishuka said she dares to lay her hand on our guild. To rule as the strongest guild, we cannot look feeble. Find her immediately. I will annihilate her and her backers. Back to Grid. Khan questioned, "Why don't you take a break? You really don't get tired, huh?" Grid thought, "Well, I guess I've been hammering non-stop for an entire month. But, thanks to that, I've realized a few things. First, if I keep producing the same item over and over again, I don't get as much experience. Second, there are 2 conditions to successfully craft high-grade items. Either you use high-quality materials, or spend a lot of time and effort when using average materials. Third, when dealing with heavy ores, dexterity is not the only important stat. I need to have high strength and stamina as well." Grid thought, "But my stamina and my stats are not much of a problem. Just by crafting all this time, all my stats have risen by 30. And the production skills that would not level up finally did. The problem is, even though I spent over 6 hours on each item and produced a total of 73 items, the only high-rated ones are 3 epic items. Legendary my ass. At least there's the list of item production methods. There are a few dozens of production methods that Khan passed on to me as his successor. When I think of how much I suffered initially trying to receive a single production method from him. Now that I think about it, I have not heard anything from the kid who left to look for an orb production method. To think that I will get the materials and production method for a unique rated orb, even though she's a bloody and scary girl. She brought me a wonderful opportunity. Wait a second, if I craft it and it turns out to be a normal rated orb, I am fucked. That wretch will absolutely annihilate me. Suddenly 2 soldiers came look for Khan. A warrior questioned, "Did you truly have a blacksmithing competition with someone called Arina a month ago? Is that girl really a blacksmith? I am asking if you personally witness her crafting something." Khan replied, "Your questions are quite odd. She was an excellent blacksmith, but who on earth are you to barge in and question us about her?" The warrior continues, question, "Was the Marrow Company the only other party involved in this competition? Was there anyone else that was suspicious?" Grid thought, what the hell is wrong with their attitude? These jerk faces. He may be an NPC, but Khan is a person with emotions and memories. He is their grandfather's age, so how could they? Grid said, "Who gave you the right to threaten him like that?" The warrior replied, "Then should we have brought a fucking gift to ask him a mere question?" Another warrior told him, "Calm down, he's only a newbie. You've become too irritable after Faker and the crew got defeated." He said, "Sir, we just need to learn more about this arena. Did not your successor also participate in the competition? Does he know more about this arena?" Khan said, "We only faced each other in a competition. How could we know anything about her?" Grid thought, they have not realized that I am actually Khan's successor. Then both of them left. Grid said, "Don't ever return, you jerk-faced assholes." Khan said, "Look on the bright side. The competition has become a hot topic." Then another customer come to look for some items. Grid thought, selling my items here is not such a bad idea. Setting up a booth and bargaining with passing customers is too stressful. Auction houses or cash transaction sites have enormous fees. Compared to that, when Khan sells them for me, there's no fee to pay. If I keep this up I could get rich. My ass, this is just a shitty class that only produces normal rated items. This game system is fucked up. Location: SA Group Headquarters Operation Team. They received mail from Grid regarding complaint about creating 73 items and not a single one was legendary and only got 3 epic items. Nah, he told the staff to stop reading it. The staff questioned, but the probability should rise as his level increases, so why is he acting like this? Nah, he replied, that's simple, he does not know that. He has a legendary class but does not know that. The staff said, but still 3 epic items amongst 73, even when using legendary skill, I can see why he thinks we are manipulating the probabilities. Nah, he said, that's what's crazy about this case, it would make more sense for it to be a bug or manipulation. Even with his legendary class, he is an absolute icon of misfortune. Back to Grid, he said, the money I made from the level 60 weapons and armor, I've made a profit of 1,079 gold, that's 1,294,801. I've made this much just by crafting for 5-6 hours a day. I could make more if I work all day. But why? Why won't mom and dad change their minds? If I want to convince them by showing a proper high income, I will need to sell Ideal Dagger, but there's no one who can meet the usage restriction, Advanced Dagger Mastery. Since there's no one to use it, I can't sell it on the market now. In the end, I'm going back to the labor office. Then a flyer flew to Grid's face. He wonders a lifetime discount. It's today, this is it. The fee is 6,001. A 30% discount makes it. In the morning and afternoon, I will play in the capsule room, and at home in the evening. Today onwards, this place is my workplace. That day was Grid started working as a full-time blacksmith. Soon, a lot of people looking for the items from Khan's smithy, as the performance is 20% better than the of equipment of the same grade. Khan thought even when he works by spending all his blood, sweat and tears, there's a limited number of productions, and he does not want his name to spread yet. From that day onwards a lot of users gathered to ask him the same question, but none of them realized that the novice user who was hammering items in the back, was the person they were looking for. Yet, Grid glared on the armor and thought, I'm begging you, please, I've been playing around 15 hours per day by going to the capsule room during the day. Thanks to that, the amount of items I've been making has doubled, and today is the day of salvation. I made this plate armor by following Khan's method word for word. It cost me 483 golds, around 1/5 my entire assets. This is the most expensive item I've ever made. I spent 20 hours crafting this because I did not want a normal rating, so please let it be legendary grade. I am begging you, or at least make it unique grade. End up it is an epic grade. Grid said it's over, damn it. Khan said its rating is higher than what you would normally get from my production method, it's impressive. Grid questioned how much could we sell this for. Khan said it's hard to estimate. We could put it up for auction and let the knights bid for it. I saw an incredible set of armor during the parade, but its quality was not as good as this one. Grid thought, I guess so. Since the blacksmith's breath and craftsmanship were used while creating this armor, its stats are 20% higher than normal, and it even has an additional option. Most knights are around level 180, but this level 120 armor could still grab their attentions. Khan said this is a good opportunity, you will have to go to the castle to sell it, but there's no fee this time. What do you think? Grid replied, if there's no fee, I am in. Let's auction it. I've been holed up for a while, so it's about time I head outside. Khan said since the auction is in 2 days, you should craft some more equipment to sell. 2 days later, Khan said, don't be too disappointed. It's impressive that you managed to make normal grade items. Take this, only those with this badge can participate in the auction. It will get you exempted from additional appraisals. System alerted you have gained the token Khan's successor. Although the purpose of Winston Castle's auction was to offer good equipment to the knights, it was also to find and pinpoint blacksmiths with great skills. Many blacksmiths gathered and crowded in Winston Castle's NX lobby every year, hoping to get selected and gain the rights to deliver goods to the Lord. Grid thought, there are so many blacksmiths, both users and NPC, I could try looking for employees here once I inherit the smithy. Soon, the staff said the auction will soon begin, please set a minimum bid price and submit your items. Grid thought, it's about to start. First I will submit the plate armor and this epic gauntlet I managed to make at the last moment. The problem is the minimum bid price. I won't be able to sell them if they are too expensive. So how high am I supposed to set them? Suddenly a man called Steng said, I'm a blacksmith. This looks like your first auction, so I thought I could be of help. Grid thought, he's a user, but where have I heard his name before? Grid said, I can't decide on a minimum bid price. Steng said, really? Did the teacher who gave you this quest not decide on a price beforehand? They usually make their decisions in advance like this. Share quest information. Grid questioned, you are not submitting your items but your teacher's items? Steng said, I can't submit my own works at the castle's auction. The quality of the items are too high here. However, my teacher's skills are top-notch. Have a look at this. This is a level 190 rare grade great sword crafted by my master. Grid thought, I guess that normally you need to complete quests for NPC blacksmiths to gain new production methods. But look at him being so excited at rare items. What a happy kid. Steng questioned, could I have a look at your master's item as well? Grid replied, that's a bit. Anyways, could you tell me the general bid price of a level 120 defensive equipment? Steng said, you don't want to? I am so curious. For normal grade items, it's generally around 300 golds. Grid questioned, what about epic items? Steng replied, did you teach your craft an epic grade item? That's amazing. Even if the option is not good, epic grade items go for 600 golds for gauntlets and maybe around 1800 golds for armor. Grid thought, 1800 golds, that's about 2,880,001. A net gain of 2 meters 1 if you remove the costs, but it's still amazing considering it took me 1 week in a capsule room. At this rate, I could even repay my debt of 10 meters 1. Goodbye my debts. Stang said nothing. You should set the bid price now. Grid thought alright, I've submitted the items. All I have to do now is wait. I am counting on you guys knights. Soon, the staff said please observe our last item for today. The blacksmith Razvan's disciple brought this to us. It's a longsword that easily allows magic to flow. When bid until 1200 golds, she said please calm down. There apparently is an item that was submitted tardily. Soon, Stang called Grid to wake up. They were announcing the results. The staff said a total of 110 items were submitted, but unfortunately only 6 of them were sold. When come to Stang's longsword it sold 1900 golds. Grid thought damn it he is a nice guy, and sold for a high price. I am so jealous. The staff continue and lastly Mr. Grid, are you here? The administrator wishes to see you. Please follow me. Stang said please follow her. You are in for a good surprise. The man said you've masterfully copied Khan's handiwork. It's impressive considering your age. The heroic blacksmith, I've heard the rumors about you that have been spreading in Winston. An exemplary personality paired with amazing skills. Khan has coached you magnificently. Grid thought this is all due to my skills not him. The man said we will buy your items for 5,500 golds and one more thing. I would like you to supply our soldiers with your equipment. Grid stunned and wonders that's 6,600,001. That's the income I get by working at the labor office for 73 days. I earned that in just a single week. Calm down, there's something more important than the winning bid. Grid replied our smithy is so busy that we don't have time to prepare the equipment of all the soldiers. Grid thought, thanks to this auction I am certain of it now, although it takes more time. High-level equipment makes more money than lower-level ones. Let's refuse him for now. The man said I understand it must take a lot of time and effort just to create a single item. Alright then, please craft the equipment for the knights only. However, the items you deliver us must be of the same quality or higher than the ones you brought today. The pay will obviously be increased an additional 10% compared to today's winning bid. This may be an exceptional suggestion, but once you accept it you must abide by the demands. Grid thought epic equipment. I am not an idiot. I sometimes get normal ratings even with 20 hours of work. I am obviously gonna get penalized. Who would be crazy enough to accept this suggestion just for a few more pennies? System alerted business with the administrator. Clear condition, deliver 3-level epic grade swords within a week. Grid thought I ended up accepting this deal and the quest I need to make some money right now. Since I managed to make 2 epic items amongst the last 3, it's not impossible to clear this quest. It took me 20 hours to make one of them, so I will somehow make it within 1 week. Grid recalled back the kid earlier. Stang, he wonders he was so happy for me but I did not manage to say goodbye. Anyways, the auction was a success. From today onwards I am rich. During the past few months, Earl Stein has been thoroughly searching and destroying the Yatan Church, a dangerous group of religious worshippers sacrificing young virgin women. The Earl's daughter Irene had once been kidnapped by them, and during her rescue operation the Stein family's strongest shadow Duran was killed. However, the situation of the area north of Winston changed when Blood Witch Yura appeared on the battlefield. Yura thought there's a lot of them. This may take longer than usual. System alerted 8th Servant SS grade. Save the believers from the Stein troops and become the 8 servants of the Yatan Church. Clear reward, the position 8 servants. Obtention of the skill Infinite Faith. Yura thought it's an invaluable SS grade quest. I absolutely must clear it. I need to be stronger to become the number 1 ranker. Location Winston Castle. A warrior reports there were 412 casualties, and 5 knights were gravely injured. Lady Irene. Irene said the enemies only have 150. Are you telling me that 1,000 soldiers with 8 knights were defeated at hand? The warrior said according to the reports, there was an incredibly skilled opponent. We believe that it was one of the 7 servants. Irene thought Duran, I will definitely avenge for you. Irene said reorganize the subjugation group to strengthen it. Back to Grid, Khan said it may be a normal item, but it's still quite the amazing sword. Grid said are you kidding, it's a normal grade. I can only buy the materials for 7 swords, with my money, and I just ruined one of them to reach the requirements of 3 epic swords. I now need 1 epic every 2 swords at least. Khan said but if you sell this you will still get 800 golds. Grid replied the materials cost 950 gold. Khan said you are using all your energy and spending over 20 hours to craft a single item. Hard work will never betray you. Trust yourself and try again. And up again. Grid got another normal. He yelled operators, you pieces of trash, stop manipulating the probabilities. I will ask for a prosecution at customer service. You assholes. Grid thought, damn it, so much for a legendary blacksmith. Now I only have 5 chances left, unique or legendary, what a joke. Even rare are barely appearing. Still concentrate, if I concentrate, it still won't fucking happen. I don't care anymore, whatever happens, happens. 1 week later, 2 epics, 1 rare and 3 normal. Khan said you are missing a single epic, but this is still a great achievement. Time-wise, that one's your last sword, are you alright? Grid said I am fine, I've cleared my mind. I am dead either way. Khan questioned how Pagma's descendant acts so feeble and weak can. Grid replied, Pagma, I don't know him, I am only Normal's descendant. Grid thought, my last blade, my chances of getting an epic are nil. I am dead. My last sword, no use crying over spilt milk, let's just take a break. Suddenly, a lighting from the sky fall to the sword. Grid thought, just what the hell is happening? I've given up already, so just leave me be. It revealed Sword of Self-Transcendence. Legendary grade. System alerted, all stats have risen by 25 due to the creation of a legendary item. Reputation plus 1000 through the continent. The title only legendary item maker has been acquired. Khan shocked and fainted. Grid yell, old man, don't die, I still have not cleared my class quest. Back to Irene. The warrior said, I am deeply ashamed. The second subjugation group has also been defeated. Irene replied to that person you believe to be a member of the 7 servants? The warrior said, you are correct. Irene said, so the success of this subjugation lies on whether we are able to defeat this enemy or not. The warrior said, that is the case, however we currently need reinforcements, therefore we cannot make a move for now. Irene said, there's nothing we can do then, although it may take a while, I will definitely avenge Duran. Then she noticed someone in the fountain pool. She questioned who he is. Meanwhile, administrator opened up door and questioned, are you present? Irene said, perfect timing, there is a suspicious individual in the garden. Administrator said, you've noticed him already, he is called Grid, you need to meet that man immediately. Soon. Administrator said, this man has received an order to create swords for knights after the last auction. He is also the one to have stopped the Marrow Company's tyrannical rule. Irene said, oh, the rumored blacksmith. I was planning on meeting you, but some circumstances had taken up my time. Grid thought, just give me the reward, but where have I seen that woman before? Administrator said, please take a look at this. It's a sword that man has produced. As you can see, it's an incredible weapon. The warrior beside said, this is a sword of unbelievable power. Grid questioned, let's start the talks already. How much will you pay for it? I am certain you said you'd increase the pay the better the weapons turn out to be. Irene said, Sir Phoenix, if you were to wield this sword, will you be a match to the 7 servants? Phoenix said, with this sword I can defeat them. Irene said, very well, then there's no need to hesitate. Administrator, please purchase this sword. I shall leave you to decide the price. Your name was Grid, correct? Let us meet more often. Grid thought, that ring, where did I seen it? Who cares anyways? I like Winston's new ruler, she's flexible and open-minded. Very good. Afterward, the administrator said, we will purchase that sword for 220,000 golds. Grid replied, hey, 220 golds is far too. Then he stunned. The administrator said, not 220 golds, but 220,000 golds. We've come up with this price as we plan to make this sword the Stein family's heirloom. He questioned, is it too little? The yearly budget of Winston is 170,000 golds. This is the most we can give you. Grid thought, that's 264 million won. I will still have 254 million won left after paying back my debts. Wait, if I put this up for purchase on an online transaction site, I might get even more. Actually, no, there's nobody who can use it right now due to the requirements. Let's just sell it now. My 26 years of hardships were all leading up to this day. I can now go to the high school reunion party wearing luxurious cloths and an expensive car. Let's declare my love to Ah Young, my first crush again. Spring has finally arrived. Grid agreed with the price. The administrator replied, a wise decision, and this is a token of our sincere gratitude. Blue ore calcimate is a rare ore, it will be of use to you. Grid thought, this is the material I need for failure. I think I need 15 of them, how lucky. System alerted, quest cleared. The status Winston's person of distinction obtained. Grid thought, I won't have to pay taxes when I inherit the smithy, amazing. This is great. Thank you for everything then. Let's log out here for today. I can't wait to tell everyone at home. I've made it rich, or so thought Shin Young-woo. However, he had made enormous losses. While there currently were no users to wield the sword, many users would gain advanced sword mastery within the next few months. Considering the supply of items that would be on the market, his legendary great item would have sold for several billion won. Nevertheless, this even was definitely the start of a new life for him. When he reached home, he questioned what's wrong, why is everyone so gloomy, did something happen? He said that dad signed a loan guarantee for 800 million won. Grid's dad told him don't worry too much, if we sell the house and use all our savings, we can pay back at least 400 million won. I have nothing to say to everyone. Grid thought I can't believe our stubborn and headstrong father is breaking down due to a loan guarantee. Grid's dad said we will have to use the money we've been saving for Sehi's university and her wedding. I am sorry. Grid questioned, excuse me? Are not I also part of this family? Sehi replied, I don't need to go to university. I will also help out by doing part-time jobs. When the three of them hug and cry together, Grid thought, oh well, it would be a shame to make her work when she always ranks first in the entire school. Grid said alright, I will make the money. Sehi, don't worry about anything and continue studying. Everyone stunned for a second, then they ignored continue crying and said we'll work hard to pay for the debt. Grid yelled, doesn't look down on me. I made a lot of money through the game. Over 200 million won. Grid thought I will save my family myself. It's time I take responsibility for something. Soon, Phoenix said I bestow upon the commander of the Yatan subjugation forces, the sword of self-transcendence. I, Phoenix, vow to return victorious and protect the glory of the North and Earlstein. Irene said, advance, bring me the head of the one of the 7 servants. Irene thought while they only have 150 units, they have a member of the 7 servants by their side. We can't let down our guards. This time we will dispatch 12 knights and 1,500 soldiers. We finally managed to gather this many troops. We must win this time. Come to Yura. The man told him we must lay waste to them and offer them to God Yatan. If you take on those ground forces, we shall support you from behind, Lady Yura. Yura thought this members of this church, including the core members called the 7 servants, are wicked with no precedent. While I feel skeptic to accept their quests, I can't turn back until I receive a hidden class like Anyus and Cats. Yura thought to think that they consider me as evil as the 7 servants. Still I must complete my mission no matter the cost. Yura said, great God of the darkness, reveal your powers to the world. Yura thought I must protect the believers. Yura's dark storm destroyed about 14 of their forces. Next second she noticed Phoenix managed to block the spell and dashed towards her. Yura again cast Diamond Barrier to deal with it. Phoenix said, don't even think about laying a finger on my soldiers. Your opponent is me. Perfect state of self-transcendence. Yura thought the Diamond Barrier that even managed to block boss monsters was shattered by a single knight's attack. Impossible. Yura cast Hell. Hell is a black magic spell that causes a single target to enter a state of fear. Phoenix said, impressive, I did not think you'd go for the horse. System alerted, perfect state of self-transcendence. Every stat is doubled for 2 minutes. Resistance to all status effects. Yura thought, I've felt this before. This feeling of helplessness. When against that unknown man. There's nothing I can do now. I can't turn back anymore. Phoenix launched a slash attack. 17 days ago, Yura's faith reached 100,000 and she heard the voice of God Yatan in her ears. I will bestow upon you my power. Should you wish to receive it, pray. Yura thought, I need to be stronger. I need the power to face against enemies who are immune to black magic. Darkness. Back to Grid. His dad said, it's true. Did you participate in some shady business? He checked Grid's body and said, you did not sell your organs? Did you? Show me your stomach. Grid thought who would actually believe their unemployed 26-year-old son if he suddenly showed them that amount of money. Grid said, I gained that money inside the game, so trust me and just use it. Grid thought, what infuriates me is that when I gained 240,000 golds after selling the Mammon Great Sword and the Mangal armor, I exchanged 220,000 golds into real cash but got charged partially one as tax. Grid's mom said, my friend asked her son, and he said that, you need to be extremely famous in the game to make this much. He said, I also heard that there must be less than 20 people who make as much as Oppa. Grid's dad said, we've been nagging you a lot all this time from a parent's perspective, but if you've made this much money, it's the outcome of all the effort you've made until now. I now approve of the game you've been playing. Thanks to you, we've overcome our crisis, so don't worry about us and do what you want. Your mom and I will make sure to pay back the rest of the debt in the next 3 years, as well as the 240 million won you've given us. Your father is now greatly indebted to you. I am sorry. Grid thought the remaining 600 million won debt is still too much for my parents to pay back. I will help father. It's time to repay them for everything they've done. Grid said there are no debts between family. By the way, it's not 240 million but 240 million and 800,000 won. Father. Soon, Grid entered Satisfy and wonders, I must use the remaining 20,000 golds efficiently. If I get a normal grade for an item with a high usage requirement, I won't profit from it even if it has extra options. If I get a high grade it would be perfect, but the probability of that happening is I need to make level 140 items. If I get a normal grade for those, its price will still balance out the production costs. Then he heard someone said, "Did you hear the news? The Yatan Church subjugation group was defeated again. They say that Sir Phoenix, the North's strongest knight, was seriously injured." Grid thought, 7 servants? I've heard a lot about them from the customers chatting at the smithy. As they that strong? Grid watch on his status window and wonders, my stats increase a lot from all the crafting. I've long since surpassed the stats of an ordinary level 80 warrior. As long as I equip the appropriate items, I could even hunt level 100 monsters. Grid said, I want to hunt monsters like the good old days. Oh well, gotta work to repay the debts. Afterward, Khan questioned Grid, what are you making this time? Grid replied, a crafting hammer. The durability of the hammer I've been using is almost at 0. Khan said, I did notice you using that worn down hammer all this time. So you are going to change it? Does not it mean a lot to you? Grid replied, not at all. Khan said, are you out of your mind? The hammer is a blacksmith's most important tool. I thought you'd be aware of it since you are Pagma's descendant. Have a look at my hammer. When crafting battle gear, the materials, devotion and technique are not the only important aspects. Grid noticed it increased probability of creating rare items plus 10%. Khan said, with a better hammer, you would not have gone through that much trouble. Grid madly replied, why are you telling me this now? Soon. Grid glare on the epic hammer. It stated probability of creating rare plus 17% and epic plus 7%. Grid said he was right. There even are additional options. And it's a personal hammer only I can use. Khan said, you are quite the unpredictable one. I have been having good laughs thanks to you recently. Anyways, I have a request for you. Actually, today is the anniversary of my son's death. Would you be willing to visit his grave with me? Grid thought, it's awkward. Well, Khan is the only person who accepted me as I am, both in the game and reality. He is my only friend. Let's listen to his request. Khan said, this is the cemetery where all of my ancestors are buried, and this is my son, Oliver's grave. My son was also an excellent blacksmith. I thought that he would one day reach the same heights as Sir Albertino, but he left the world at a young age due to a disease. 10 years have already passed, but I still miss him dearly. Every day, I wish that I could switch my lifespan with his. Oliver, can you recognize who this is? He is Pagma's descendant, the blacksmith you kept asking me to tell you stories about. I am working with such a great person. He also saved our smithy. I've also stopped drinking alcohol with his help. Not only that, he will also inherit our smithy. Listen to this, Grid. My son says he's so jealous of me. Thank God I brought you with me today. Grid thought, stupid satisfy. They should have made the game moderately. They actually poured a soul and emotions into the NPC. Grid said, Mr. Oliver, your father is my dearest friend. I will make the smithy you love into the greatest smithy ever. That's why keep watching over me along with old man Khan. Suddenly, a huge wind blowed at them. System alerted, the bond between you and Khan has deepened. The souls of Khan's ancestors are thrilled by your affection towards Khan and emerge from underground. Then Grid noticed Khan fall asleep in the situation. Oliver said, nice to meet you, Pagma's descendant, friend of our descendant. Keep your cool, we are Khan's ancestors. We are here to reward you for your sincerity. 130 years ago, I witnessed the admirable beauty pierce the skies. I was so fascinated and could not hide my excitement, so to record it, I drew the scene from my memories on the northern cliff of the Kisan Canyon. There you will find Pagma's swordsmanship. System alerted, Pagma's swordsmanship first class quest. Grid thought, I remember now. It's the class quest from back then. Oliver said that drawing will help you in learning Pagma's swordsmanship. I hope that you will become an existence greater than Pagma. Finally, I can leave my father in your care. Grid promised, leave him to me. Soon, Khan waked up. Grid said, the elderly should not sleep anywhere. From now on, take better care of yourself. Khan questioned, but why are you standing like that? Grid said, don't pay attention, he thought ghosts are scary.